Alrighty, hello and welcome everybody to tonight's Zacama, Whama. We're gonna slamma some big dinos. My goodness, this list is very different from what I normally use, but it's been performing quite well. Very flashy, big stuff, killing lots of things, sweeping, ramping. Who doesn't love that? Pretty hard to kill a land and pretty hard to kill that Skyclave Relic there. But yeah, I'm just able to start a little earlier tonight, so I thought I'd do that and still go for quite some time for sure. I'm going to write down the matches that I do tonight. Going to start doing something different a little bit. I used to do it whenever I was done a stream. I would put timestamps when each different match started, so I'm going to try to remember to do that. Hopefully it's going to make it easier when we're all done here. But let's just jump right into things. Oh, you see the difference here. The only thing for 2 is Thunderherd Migration. Pretty crazy, very different for me. I've been using Otepic Huntmaster for the past 4 years. Yeah, I guess it would be 4 years, which is nuts. Nuts to think about. That's a long time. So I just felt like it was something that always had to be in there. Absolutely guaranteed. Marauding Raptor as well when it was released. If the deck didn't have those guys in there, oh, it was just not good. It was never going to be good. I never even thought about cutting them. And this seems to be performing quite well. It's pretty hard to fatal push, well, anything. They have to at least meet the requirement of a permanent leaving the battlefield for our Wayward Swordtooth and Topiary Stomper here. Fantastic ramping potential. And with the increased number of lands at 25, oh, it's been a long time since I've used 25, but this is a deck that's looking to ramp. So that's a pretty good number. Perhaps increasing that a little bit. Still tweaking some things. Now this list is a little bit different than that match I posted against Elementals there. I've been facing a lot of aggressive stuff, so I wanted to bring in Anchor of the Gods again. This it's not going to kill Marauding Raptor or Otepic Huntmaster because they're not in the list. Fantastic. So we keep that stuff in check, help us control things early on, and hopefully ramp out to some of the bigger stuff. Because I've been caught off guard a little bit too often against those aggressive decks. Wayward Swordtooth, Topiary Stomper, surviving Anger quite nicely, and Skyclave Relic. I might even just splurge eventually when I get another rare wild card to finish off the playset, because this is lovely stuff. Often enough and pretty easily I do get to 6 mana with Topiary, Wayward, Thunderherd Migration. So I just kick Skyclave Relic. It eventually gets me to 9 mana next turn, possibly 10 if I draw another land, of course. But 1 mana of any color, I need that, and it definitely has helped power out early Zacama. Potentially a Gishath. That's just a recent addition I did just before starting the stream here. I should have been trying it out more than I have. It certainly makes sense. I am using a lot of dinos. Ripjaw, though, also a slightly new addition past couple hours. Because I brought an Anger of the Gods and I want something that can deter some of that early aggression, draw some cards, that sort of thing. Ripjaw, definitely good to have in there, especially, you know, if I'm not at 7 lands yet for Topiary or 10 permanents for Wayward. Having Ripjaw to hopefully slow things down a little bit is going to be quite nice. Avabruck Caretaker, this has been an all-star, I would say. I just want hexproof. I don't want the opponent killing stuff. Of course, the sweeper is going to do the trick, but there's lots of targeted removal. So the Caretaker or the Huntmaster, if we do hopefully get it flipped, giving all our permanents hexproof and putting 2 counters on each creature at the beginning of combat. It gets out of control real quick. We run away with things. Although a lot of the times creatures haven't had trample. Mostly it's just Carnage Tyrant. You know, I have some Wayward Swordtooths that are big, Topiary Stompers, but they get chump blocked a few too many turns. So something to put trample on somebody or everybody potentially would be quite nice. Embercleave could be a consideration for sure. Tamer Battle Rage, as always, would be quite nice. For Carnage Tyrant, we got lots of hexproof stuff. Very difficult to kill these guys. Gishath and Zacama. I went with 4 copies just because It's not the end of the world if you have multiples, and it's so absolutely fantastic. And it's the name of the game, the name of the deck, the plan of attack. And it certainly does the trick, pinging everything, destroying artifacts, enchantments. If we can land Zacama, chances are that's probably game over for the opponent anyways. And it's very satisfying when we do. That entrance animation is, oh, lovely, lovely stuff. Mana base, nothing too crazy. Lots of basics, 8 in total, just because Topiary Stomper and Thunderherd Migration want a good chance of plenty to grab for both of those. Don't want to run out of basic lands to grab if at all possible. Boseiju, I mean, that was absolutely key. Oh my goodness, that was key for me. Taking out Embercleave against that Gruul matchup, I figured they had something up their sleeve and I had something better. That did the trick, so certainly that's staying in, basically, probably forever, I would imagine. 1 or 2 copies does the trick. Very, very clutch. Lair of the Hydra, it's a ramp, super ramp focused list, so Lair of the Hydra certainly makes sense to make use of it, potentially, if we don't need to sink anything into Zacama, of course. But at the very least, we could sink a bunch in to gain a whole ton of life. Pretty good fallback. Rootbound Crag, Sheltered Thicket, Stomping Ground, Jetmir's Garden. It is a nihilist, of course, so gotta have Jetmir's. Secluded Courtyard. Now, Secluded Courtyard, gotta mention that. Of course, it helps play Dino, tap for any color, but it helps to activate abilities of the dinos. Mainly Zacama, Primal Calamity, of course. If you're not using it in your tribalist and you've got some creatures that do have activated abilities with a certain cost, I think Secluded Courtyard definitely should be something to consider. Certainly was made for Zacama. Absolutely. Sideboard-wise, I've faced a bit of Greasefang. Other graveyard stuff, Rakdos mid-range a little bit with Kroxa, so Unlicensed Hearse, bring it back in, pretty much. And, you know, if we have Avabruck Caretaker out, potentially putting a bunch of counters on the Hearse, just making it bigger. It survives a board wipe the following turn when it goes back to just a straight-up vehicle, so I'm pretty excited about that. Savage Stomp, if we just need a little bit more interaction, take out something really big and problematic. If, you know, Anger of the Gods isn't going to do the trick, Savage Stomp could help take out Kalitas, potentially. But for the most part, there's not a whole lot of big stuff. Maybe something Flying Angels, of course, is something to consider, which I have started seeing a little bit more Angels now. So that's why I actually brought in Rampaging Ferocidon to help against that. Heroic Intervention, you know, give us some protection against those sweepers. Extra hexproof, possibly, hopefully. Other than that, the game plan is ramp, slam guys that are hard to deal with, or ramp themselves and sweep. Of course, there's always room for improvement, tweaking, but this is a flashy, satisfying, powerful, nasty, nasty list. So I say we just get right into things. Got a bunch of coffee, all ready to go. We'll get her done. We'll have some fun. See how many Rakdos mid-range we face. Starting off a little bit early, perhaps the field will be a little different. Urban. Oh, I like the looks of that. Quite nice. Jetmir's Garden, of course, Lair of the Hydra, Thunderherd, and the Skyclave Relic. Azorius Control, so it's going to be an uphill battle. That's for Bant humans. I would imagine Collected Company, but like I said, Anger of the Gods helping to keep aggressive decks in check certainly is going to do the trick, I would think. We'll see how much they play this turn. If it's... Oh, I could probably see myself taking out Sun Gold Sentinels. Nah, we'll keep up with the acceleration. Now, because I got a land there, I can really ramp off with Wayward. If I only had one land to play this turn, I wouldn't have gone with that. I'd go with Topiary Stomper instead. Potentially we could get to 7 lands next turn if I draw one, then play Topiary, but if I get to 6, I may just go Skyclave Relic instead. But I'll probably be Anger of the Gods. Oh, absolutely Anger of the Gods, my goodness. Yeah, that's good enough. If we don't draw land, I'll go Skyclave Relic. I'll still have 3 to go Anger with it, because I can use Skyclave the turn I play it, which is quite nice. Yeah, it's got to be Skyclave. Oh, Gishath. Nasty. Smoke them. Hopefully that sets things back, but down to 11, it's kind of scary. I could see a Skyclave Apparition, actually. Elite Spellbinder, oh boy. Probably getting rid of Gishath, I would imagine. Don't want that to land. I don't see it being Topiary Stomper or Wayward. We're getting pretty close to the Queen? The secondary Queen? The King? I think they're all females. Pretty sure. Well, we'll still play Topiary Stomper. That's what I was going to do anyways. Unfortunately, can't go that plus a Wayward. That would have been quite nice. Double Wayward next turn actually is going to be pretty problematic for him. I think they'll choose Gishath this turn. They have to. If we draw a land next turn, we can play her. Yes. Oh, Zacama. Wow. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here goes nothing. I mean, we got some fantastic bodies. Definitely Wayward Swordtooth being 5. Ouch. That sucks. So we're going to need that Anger of the Gods. Absolutely. That is not Anger of the Gods, unfortunately. Well, we're killed by the Spellbinders. But it definitely confirms my suspicions of bringing in a sweeper, keeping them in check. I don't think we need Heroic Intervention. All right. We got close. We got close. That Spellbinder really did us in. It would have been probably game over if we were able to slam Gishath there. They got to be scared. They saw the nasty explosive potential. Certainly the Waywards were quite nice. And Skyclave Relic, of course, if we can kick it. Getting us 3 permanents there really helps get to 10 for Wayward. Well, that's been probably one of my favorite realizations with this list. Oh, I like it. We got a Dino at least, and with this list, you want to really maximize or do as many good dinos as possible so you can consistently go Thunderherd Migration on turn 2. We'll see if we get a Wayward next turn, but I may just go Skyclave Relic just to keep the ramping game alive. Nah. We'll get to 6 next turn, and then we'll kick the Skyclave Relic to really power out this Gishath, Zacama, something like that. Possibly Carnage Tyrant. That'd be quite nice. Ugh, nuts. Well, we're not going to be kicking the Skyclave Relic. Unfortunately. That's too bad. Yes, it does look like they missed a bit, but ramping dinos, Naya ramping dinos certainly can explode with that. Make it look like they missed some drops. They did that first game. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite take them down, but we're going to keep up the pain, I think. As long as all goes well. Gishath next turn. Collected company, though. That's probably going to do us in. Yeah. No sweeper. What do we got? 6, 9. Not quite lethal. Maybe with that hopeful initiate, it's going to be kind of painful. One. We need that anger. That is not anger. Well, we'll see what this can get us. Fateful Absence will do it. Yeah, that's how it goes. Sometimes there's nothing you can do, and well, you just don't draw the sweepers or the interaction that you brought in specifically for those matchups. That's alright. We got a full night of Zacama, Whama, Slamma. It's going to be a good one. We're going to be slamming Zacama at some point. Blind Prophet 0. Mono green. I would think mono green with the Nissa avatar. I could risk it maybe drawing a third land, but nah. Oh, I like it. I like it indeed. Oh, that would be absolutely fantastic. All dinos hexproof. Dinos would be busted. They'd be tier 0. S tier. No one could compete with them. Unfortunately, it's looking kind of like Azorius Control. Zacama could be nice. It's going to be an uphill battle, though. I really did think that was Azorius the previous game, but Bant Humans is painful stuff. Yes, definitely is. Well, I would imagine they have some sort of counter spell. If they have it, they won't after they use it here. See if they have it. Censor, I would think. Yes. If that was the only Ripjaw, I probably would have saved it till next turn until I had at least 1 to spend on it. Hollow, how's it going? Hopefully all you guys are enjoying a little bit earlier. Again, still planning to go pretty long, maybe till 10:30, well, 11:30, something like that. A decent amount of time. At the very least, we will get to 6, so we could slam a Carnage Tyrant, which would be quite nice. Gonna have to watch out for a sweeper, though. See what this gets us. At the very least, we'll be smoking some of those samurai tokens that the Wandering Emperor is definitely going to make. That has been a little bit problematic as well. Whenever I face this Azorius control list, that's a pretty early Shark Typhoon, my goodness. Well, we got enough for Gishath if, you know, they're fairly tapped out, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And I could perhaps see upping it to maybe 2 copies. Boseiju absolutely is going to be taking out the Shark Typhoon. I'll wait and see what they do, if anything. Yeah. They could have some spell to play in response just to get a token or a little bit use of Shark Typhoon. As I expected, but hopefully this slows us down or slows them down a little bit. Stop some of those sharks. Possibly could double up on Anger of the Gods just to kill that one. I'd rather not do that though. Interesting that they didn't attack with the shark. Maybe they're scared of something big coming down with haste next turn and they wanted to hold something back that could block it. I imagine they'll answer this. Interesting. Well, I don't have any little creatures, so we'll see if we can at least get Ripjaw pinged here, draw some card. Well. Pressure to Fairy for sure. Stop the shark token, or at least take it out. But it's pretty interesting they chose to counter that. Maybe they just didn't really want us to draw a card from pinging Ripjaw. New game, House of the Dragon, I believe it is. It's going to be interesting, for sure. Oh, it's countered her. We'll wait and see. Yeah. Nuts. Something to protect against counter spells, I think, would be a pretty wise addition. Domri, Anarch of Bolas, probably I should be considering at least a couple copies of that guy. Yes, Ben, I am on quite early. Hopefully this allows people to catch a little bit more than normal. But I'm still going to go a long time. Oh, Thunderherd. Really? They want... Well, we'll see if we can get Zacama. But I think for the next match, yeah, definitely. I'm going to switch a couple things out. Bring in a couple copies of Domri. Ramping as well, just that's what I like to do. That's the name of the game, but a little extra protection against this painful stuff. Shifting Ceratops also probably should be a consideration. Yes, some Donkey Kong music. They've done quite a few remixes. The channel that I have the live streaming music. Zelda, Donkey Kong, all those classic ones. Brings back the good memories. Oh, well, we can't play her. I think we pack it in and try for game 2. Heroic Intervention. Hopefully slow things down. Stop the sweeper, of course. That's going to be quite nice. Don't really need Ripjaw against this list. Alright. Yeah, definitely. It's got to be at least 2 Domri. Maybe a couple other things that protect against counter spells. There are a couple creature-based options for sure, but don't want to dilute things too much, especially since I did bring in Gishath. Usually I would imagine having as many dinos as I have in the list. I'm going to get a couple hits. Certainly I should get a couple if it's connecting completely for 7 damage. And I could power Gishath up, with counters from Avabruck Caretaker, Hollowhenge Huntmaster. Something to keep in mind. Maybe just stuff that puts counters on creatures just to increase the damage I deal with that dino. Ooh, oh, speaking of. Good stuff. I like the looks of that. Oh, good. Carnage Tyrant. Hopefully heroic intervention coming up. Oh, I'm happy to hear that. Absolutely. Now, I kind of like going Topiary Stomper sometimes, especially if I drew another land there. Wayward Swordtooth, allowing us to play 2 this turn, getting us to 6, kind of similar either way if it's Wayward or... nuts. Well, it's 1 less counterspell, so we got to look on the positive. I could see a sensor here. They may just have a sweeper, unfortunately. Yes, that's alright. You know, we got the Avabruck Caretaker, of course. I'm gonna go with Carnage Tyrant. Just because I could go Avabruck next turn. Although they were completely tapped out, so if they do have a counter spell in hand, I would have safely been able to go the Caretaker. Oh. See if they have a counter spell. Looks like they do. They do. Nuts. It depends. I do like getting paper and arena packs. All depends how much you want to invest. Definitely nice holding copies of all the paper dinos, especially some of the big heavy hitters. Carnage Tyrant foil is lovely. Not all the dinos are lovely, but for the most part, they're pretty stunning, from Ixalan and Rivals of Ixalan specifically. Shifting Ceratops in foil. Man, flashy. Very, very flashy. Hopefully we get something that allows us to go Zacama, since we do have enough, as long as we get a source of white. Taking out all of the Storm Giants, well, that's how she goes. Excuse me. Nah, there's no coming back from this, that's for sure. Right. At least 2 Domri Anarcha bullets coming up. Either way, a normal list that I traditionally use or something like this. Azori's control is a very nasty matchup. You either got to go super fast or have something to protect against a sweeper and then have enough power to kill him on a following turn. Actually, no, I'll take out 1 Avabruck. 1 Wayward. And I have been thinking of spells that search for a creature or multiple creatures and put them onto the battlefield or either into your hand. Finale of Devastation, of course, X and 2 green. If X is 10 or more, creatures you control get +10/+10 and haste, I believe. And you get to search your library or graveyard for a creature with mana value equal to or less than X. So you pay enough, you just bam, slam Gishath and everybody gets +10/+10 haste. Usually that's going to win the game right there. But I've been considering that. Some other stuff that is a payoff for all this ramp, because sometimes I am sitting on all the mana and not doing a whole lot with it, unfortunately. Drawing a bunch, Bonder's Enclave, of course. Pay 3, tap it, draw a card if we control a creature with power 4 or greater. Another Azorius control. Doctor Strange, ooh, something control-y, I think. Definitely with a name like Doctor Strange. That's not going to do it. That's not either, unfortunately. Putting us to sleep here. Maybe a little bit like the music. Yeah. Oh, better. Okay. Alright, we got mono black vampires, potentially. It's going to be quite nice. Anger of the Gods, I think. If we can get it early enough, it would be nice to take out Knight of the Ebon Legion. Oh, well, they're getting rid of Topiary. Oh, they're not. They're pretty worried about that Carnage Tyrant. One of those is getting powered up. Oh, it's not. I thought they would have used the activated ability. Interesting. Yes, good stuff. There we go. Phew. Gonna take it from the Knights. Unfortunately, I don't want them to power it up. Give it, yes, very nice top deck. Give it Death Touch and all that stuff, which we can take out one Knight right now, which is quite nice. They only have 2, so certainly I'm going to take advantage of that. And still hold off for that Anger of the Gods. It would be nice to swing and not have to worry about, well, Carnage Tyrant dying to the gifted Aetherborn there. Champion of Dusk, always rough stuff. Can't play that, unfortunately. We had that a little bit sooner, it would have gotten us the Gishath, but unfortunately that was not the case. Nuts. Okay, definitely going to be prioritizing that Anger of the Gods and Savage Stomp is going to be quite nice. Rampaging Ferocidon could be something to consider. They got vampires in general have a little bit of a minor life gain sub-theme going on. I'll keep it with just that Savage Stomp for now. William, how's it going? How's it going? Long time no talk. I don't know, it's going to be interesting. Dominaria United, I don't think it's going to have a whole lot for dinos. They're probably saving a lot of that stuff for Lost Caverns of Ixalan. That's probably my bet. This hand, though, looks splendid. We got Anger, we got Thunderherd. We're off to the races here. But yeah, I would imagine Lost Caverns of Ixalan, that's going to be, we're going to get the bulk of stuff. And we're going to get Cavern of Souls from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. That's got to happen. I can't see them doing anything else. Pretty sure that's what they're going to do. Yes, hopefully things go well. A little bit rough start tonight, but you know, that happens. Hopefully Ripjaw sticks around at least one turn. It does not. But that is one less removal, as always. You know what? Let's go Domri. We can also go Topiary Stomper after we ramp with them. I don't see them being able to take Domri out this coming turn. They'd probably only be able to do 2 at the most, yeah. Well, I know what I'm doing. Just a guess. Smoking them. Man, I love it. That's why you bring in Anger of the Gods. If we get Gishath, we can play her. 5, 8, yes. Zacama, not quite yet. Oh man, that would be sweet. Well, let's count. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, just 8 at the moment with Domri there, unfortunately. So, fighting it is. Cross the fingers. Probably wouldn't have done that if Topiary Stomper didn't have Vigilance. Want to be able to protect Domri and have the potential of... oh, so close, my goodness. But it might be coming up here. Oh boy, get excited. Nah, I gotta hold him back. Let's preserve the chance, the possibility. Zacama, let's go. Oh, it's looking like it. Make that vampire. Watch it die. Yes. Oh, we did it. We did it. Oh boy. Zacama. First of the night. Got a source of light? Yes. Ooh, there we go. A 10-9. Trample. Bing, bang, boom. Kill some stuff. No more Sorin. Actually, it's just creatures. Okay, no more vampire. Do we got 6? No. Let's just keep killing stuff. The Zealot. Ouch. Pain. Suffering. Maximum damage. I like it. Figured they had something for Topiary Stomper or the other creature. They would have immediately conceded. Oh, that is a nice creature to drop. Might die to something. Hopefully that's not the case. Heartless Act coming up. There we go. Whew. All right. Well, well, well. Zacama gets the job done. Yeah, I'll keep it like that. That was satisfying. My goodness. Ooh, I like it. Yeah. We at least got 3. Source of White to help play Gishath or Zacama. Turn 3 play of Topiary, Savage Stomp to take out something nasty. Hopefully not an early Thoughtseize. Not too bad. That should work out. Possibly Ripjaw plus Savage Stomp on turn 4. Evelyn's going to be problematic. Nuts. It's okay though, that should work out. Alrighty, I was worried there might be a fatal push there. Another one. Well, we're going to kill that. They're going to be very sad. Ouch. Thank you, Savage Stomp. Wayward Swordtooth. Then we're able to go with this Mountain Might. Fully kick Skyclave Relic next turn. 4. Nah, yeah, we'll just play it safe. I want to have the potential as Zacama with the Skyclave, just in case, just in case. Yeah, it's kicking time. We're in a pretty good position. And we get to attack with Wayward Swordtooth as well. Yeah, take out Sorin again. Probably Gifted Aetherborn, yeah. Blocking Ripjaw for sure. Yeah, I want to take out Castle Locktwain. I want to stop them drawing cards, if at all possible. Certainly taking out, well, not that Sorin specifically, the Sorin the Mirthless, wherever he is. Okay, he's not here, but Sorin the Mirthless and Castle Locktwain. Slowing down their card draw has helped me in the past. Oh boy. Well, you've got to love it. Tap everything, all the lands. White. Ding, 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 ding. They know what's coming. I didn't want the Skyclave Relics to tap, unfortunately. Kill it. Just kill it with fire. And we still play Carnage Tyrant. Wow, that is lovely stuff. They got an uphill battle, I think. Certainly they're going to be killing Zacama. Well, we'll get a land, thin the deck out a little bit, and keep bringing the pain. Murderous, nasty. Still dead though. Oh, to 1. Nuts. Hopefully we get an anger. That would certainly lock things up here. Carnage Tyrant also is going to help our case. Oof, they really want to take out Carnage. All right, well, we're super ramping this game. My goodness, if we get a Zacama, that's going to be a lot of pain. Get a Zacama, because we got lots of mana. Quite all right. Quite dead. Okay. Good stuff. Luckily they didn't have something like Extinction Event or... I like the looks of that. Tons of ramping. Hopefully something to pay off. Eventually. Maybe they had to step away for something. Get some coffee, some tea. Maybe they know what's coming up and they just don't want to face the Dino menace. They felt the rumblings from the previous match and they're scared. The thunder, the shakes. This is Azorius control, perhaps. Well, they're going to know what we're all about, but certainly ramping is the name of the game, and Avabruck Caretaker having hexproof hopefully survives long enough. Get some swings off. Heroic Intervention, I think that's going to feature quite nicely coming up. I'm going to try for Topiary Stomper, just because I have one up. If they have a sensor, I would be able to pay that extra one. And I don't think they would counter a Topiary Stomper. They'd wait for something else nastier, I imagine. Hopefully. Probably thinking about countering it, I would. Oh, not bad. Good stuff. Get a Source of Red just in case. But we definitely won't need Anger of the Gods in this matchup. As I expected. Hopefully they're tapped out, or mostly tapped out, but because we've gotten so far ahead, we're usually always going to have extra mana, so it's likely why they just cycled Censor away. Certainly makes sense. Yeah, I want to keep playing it safe. Thunderherd here, keep ramping. I would have liked to go Skyclave Relic, but they just have too much mana up. Didn't feel quite safe going that. 7. Actually, I'll just try playing it. I might let it resolve since it's not kicked. And I gotta draw out counter spells at some point. Hopefully allowing Avabruck to safely go. Possibly could play Zacama next turn. We got 5. We will have 9. That'd be pretty sweet. But I think they're going to leave mana up. Although they probably feel pretty safe being at 20 still. We might get lucky. Saw it coming perhaps. A counter spell. Or it could be... Try for Ripjaw. See if that is a saw it coming. Had to happen at some point. Luckily, we should be able to pretty safely go Avabruck Caretaker. Unfortunately, we can't follow it up with Ripjaw, but we still get to go with this fantastic creature. Maybe they're thinking of sweeping just that. I could see that happening just because it has hexproof. I'm going to try and take out Teferi next turn for sure with the Caretaker. At least slow down their draw a little bit. Gotta like Carnage Tyrant. If this combination... Wow, there we go. That was pretty sweet stuff. Okay. Fantastic. Taking the first game from him. Heroic Intervention coming in. Anger of the Gods coming out. Pretty straightforward, but I think definitely Shifting Ceratops should be worked in somewhere there. It has done fantastically, of course. Haven't faced mono blue spirits yet, but hopefully we don't get caught out not having Shifting Ceratops against that fantastic deck. And it's quite helpful against this one. Can't be countered like Carnage Tyrant. Really gives us a chance against Azorius control. Kind of feeling unlicensed hearse. Actually, I'll cut. Nah, I'm going to keep all the Zacamas in. Alrighty, let's hope we can surprise them with a good old intervention. That'd be pretty cool. It's been quite some time since I've saved my board with a heroic intervention. I haven't used it a whole lot. Again, mostly it's been Tamio safekeeping just to give one permanent indestructible. Oftentimes that's been enough. Big enough swing the next turn, especially if it's swinging for lethal or it would be lethal after everybody connects that turn. Usually I would save a Carnage Tyrant, of course. But I think they're going to be bringing in every single sweeper that they have. Possibly cutting some of that single target removal just because they saw the combination of Avabruck Caretaker and Carnage Tyrant having hexproof. Their single target removal not being able to do anything against that. I think it's going to be all sweepers all the time. Probably should prioritize heroic intervention pretty heavily. Maybe they're shook a little bit. They lost against a deck that they probably should have won against, but we got lucky. We dodged those board wipes for sure. Definitely felt nice being able to safely go to Avabruck Caretaker since they only had one there. If they had two up, well, they probably would have done something. Certainly with three up, I would imagine Avabruck Caretaker would have got countered. I don't know, I might just slap in all 4 copies of Domri, Anarch of Bolas. Just for super duper ramp protection, removal. Of course, if you draw a second copy of Domri, you could just fight with the first one, play the second one, fight again. Lots of fantastic removal. So 2 copies of that guy, it's not bad. This is true. And speaking of that point, dinos, especially this list, is absolutely not common. But the sideboarding against dinos, hexproof, big guys that are hard to deal with, absolutely. And portable hull specifically, there's no permanents that are too... Oh, I smashed them so good. Whew. I'm glad I got that live, but yes, True Blue. Going on that fact, dinos in particular being very uncommon, no one's going to be prepared for them. So that does give them a little bit of an edge, I would agree for sure. A little bit more of a chance, definitely. Perhaps if I keep playing them enough, maybe their standing will go up a little bit. But you can't cover every angle. The hyper-aggressive stuff, control, mid-range, combo. You have to make some concessions, and there's always going to be some weak matchups no matter what deck you're playing. But I did not expect this. Oh, okay. I was hoping I would take down some control matchup, at least once tonight. Okay, hopefully I can continue this trend. That was pretty good. I would have expected they'd just get a bunch of sweepers, mulligan until they get it, and I don't know, maybe they thought with us winning game 1 it was just too much of an uphill battle. Eventually going first in game 3. I'll take it. I love it. That's a little bit too slow. Maybe if I had 4 lands. Yeah. Oh, that's worse. Okay, well, that's going to be the keeper, unfortunately. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And Lost Caverns of Ixalan, I think that's probably going to do it. That'll at least help dinos in some way. We're going to get a really good, legitimate dino lord. At least one, maybe even multiples, I would imagine. But 100%, I'm excited. Looking like Grixis control, though. Should be pretty good. A little bit slower, perhaps. They're going to have some counter spells and stuff. But yeah, people will start probably taking dinos seriously with Lost Caverns of Ixalan, I would imagine. And they'll say, oh, dinos are good now. Of course, I think they're good right now, but yeah, it's not like I would ever play anything else. Kind of biased in that regard, I guess. They potentially have 1 blue for a counter spell. Xander's, I'm going to risk it. Hopefully not. Alright, we got it. We got it. Good stuff. Hopefully they don't have a Storm's Wrath or something like that. That could take the Caretaker out. That will also do the trick. Extinction event. Nuts. Well, they could have a fatal push. They do have potentially 1 black up, so I'll play it safe still. If they were completely tapped out, I would have swung with a pretty powerful Lair of the Hydra there. No, I don't need Anger of the Gods against this matchup, so that's not terrible. Pretty close. Almost can get it. We do have 8, so if we draw a Secluded Courtyard, possibly. I think they'll definitely do it. I remember them saying they were thinking of getting Marauding Raptor, Rotting Regisaur, Shifting Ceratops in M19, but they were worried dinosaurs would be too powerful, so that's why they put those guys in M20, just so they were legal with the Ixalan dinos for roughly 3 months or so before Ixalan rotated out. In case it was too good, they played it safe in that regard, and I think because the Ixalan dinos, everything else, there isn't another dino set, it's only that one set, they're probably going to pack in more power than they normally would have, unless they are bringing in more dinos in some core set at some point. But I think overall, because it's just a one-off visiting Ixalan, it's going to be pretty powerful. Hopefully we see Zacama. Definitely, since we can play our Gishath, also would be quite nice, but they got probably a lot of nasty stuff. At least, hopefully it's some Thought Seizes. Of course, there's nothing to discard, but we got to make something happen soon. Ooh, they're Nicol Bolas, they're flipping after they attack with it, I think. They're not. they had enough mana to flip Nicol Bolas. I figured that was just going to... Okay, they still... No, they can't. That's odd. Usually I expect when you can flip Nicol Bolas the Ravager, you attack with it, do some damage, flip it, get that nasty, nasty Planeswalker. Scary stuff. They only have one, so if we did get Zacama, we could safely go at Gishath as well, but Kroxa would trade with it. Well, that's not exactly what we were hoping for, but we'll slam them. Hope they don't have Fatal Push. 5, 6, 7. Fatal Push, maybe. Maybe they have a backup Chandra. Oh, never mind. They kill us next turn. Math is hard. Kroxa, 12, 6, 10, yeah. They had a manland, didn't they? No, they didn't have a manland. Well, still would have been not good. Okay. No anger, absolutely. They could potentially have Bone Crusher Giant. Maybe. All I can see is Bone Crusher, but I don't like Kroxa, so unlicensed hearse it is. Ripjaw, don't need that guy. I mean, Heroic Intervention, possibly, but with Extinction Event, exiling all creatures, odd or even, hexproof or indestructible doesn't get around exile. Unfortunately, you would have to physically bounce all your creatures or phase them out, make them not exist to dodge that removal spell. I kind of feel like Rampaging Ferocidon. If we get that down early, that could start chipping away quite nicely. Yeah, I like the looks of that. Oh, and I like the looks of this. Nice and rampy. Definitely nice to be able to keep the first hand for sure. Don't have to mulligan twice. Oh, and Secluded Courtyard. We are off to the races here. And plenty of lands. Hopefully Wayward Swordtooth next turn, and yeah, we should be seeing Carnage Tyrant quite easily. It's a toughie. Yeah, I think it's got to be Skyclave Relic, unfortunately. Alrighty, good old Wayward. As long as they don't have a Thoughtseize or some way to discard stuff, we see Carnage next turn. Cross the fingers. Luckily, Wayward Swordtooth and Carnage, they are odd and even, so we were going to be left with something if they did go Extinction Event. Yeah, it's just going to be Carnage. Get that guy down. And hope they don't get 4 mana here. They're digging for something good. I think so. Perhaps that's an Extinction Event. But, you know, we get the fully kicked Skyclave Relic. Tons of lands. And we slam them. Okay, so Gishath, Zacama, whoever it is, we get a go 'em. But I fully expected that. Alright, it is a body. This deck in particular, they don't have many creatures. Sometimes it is only one, so Well, Nicol Bolas probably taken out Rampaging, I would imagine. Nuts. Zacama, where are you at? Yeah, I definitely think something that searches for a creature from your library. That would be a good addition. Just make use of all this stuff. In addition to all the Zacamas, the Gishath, I'd keep all those, but cutting something somewhere. Yeah. Shared Summons definitely is my top choice. 3 and 2 green, instant speed. Search your library for 2 creatures, 2 different creatures, and put them into your hand. So nice being able to do it at the end of the opponent's turn. You get some big heavy hitters. Zacama likely, certainly at this point, would be the target. That's not Zacama. And that's how it goes sometimes. It was fantastic taking out Azorius Control. You gotta be happy about that. I certainly am. Nuts. Again, there's still plenty of tweaks to be made with this list. It's very, very different from what I'm used to. If any of you guys have ideas, certainly leave a comment for sure. I'd be all ears. But I think it's the main plan certainly is refined enough at this point. I'm going to turn down the temperature. I'm going to get some more coffee while I'm at it. Ooh, that's a keeper. Oh, some more control, I think. Yorion, something enchantment related. It's interesting, haven't really seen too much aggro decks. That's how it goes. Sometimes you start off with specific hate and well, you don't face the decks that hate is good against. Hopefully no censor here, but I think that might be the case. Jawari is very similar to it. Just want to open up the potential of 6 mana next turn if we draw land. Possibly going Avabruck Caretaker, but I imagine they'll leave more stuff. Or enough stuff untapped. Teferi, as expected. They always have it. Hmm. That's not too bad. Of course, having plenty of basics. We're not down a land. And Skyclave Relic tapping for mana of any color certainly still helps us cast Gishath, Zacama, that sort of thing. But I'm thinking now, perhaps switch Anger of the Gods out for Domri would be pretty nice. We still would be able to interact and kill some creatures on the opposing side with Domri's fighting, and then if we need the sweeping of Anger game 2 or 3, bring it in. Nuts. I think they want to do something to Ripjaw there. They looked at him for a second. Hopefully it's something that costs 3 and we can, well, they will be untapping 2 with Teferi's ability there. Okay. So sure that was getting countered. Ooh, good stuff. Just gonna hope no sweeper is coming up. But taking out a samurai, which, you know, against Azorius control, I do plan on seeing those samurais, maybe other little creatures. Anger of the Gods can be pretty helpful. Potentially we could go Carnage Tyrant plus Anger of the Gods next turn. I think I'll start off with Anger of the Gods just in case they got another Censor, something like that. If we draw another land, we can do that. Oh boy. Okay, let's try for it. Not bad, not bad. Oh, hold on. Don't. I almost forgot to pop it. But Narset, her passive makes us only draw 1 card a turn. So luckily, I usually forget that. Now we pop it. Might actually cycle Jetmir's away just to possibly get us enough for Zacama. Actually, I couldn't cycle it away because we've drawn our card for the turn because of Narset. But I would imagine they have a counter spell for Zacama. We'll try it out just to see. But we're probably not winning this game at least against this Azorius. Nuts. Yeah, this is not happening. That's for sure. Okie dokie, artichoke. Heroic intervention and get rid of anger. And no Ripjaw. Okay, let's do it. Probably wondering what the heck can we do against dinos again. Probably the sweepers, I would imagine. Carnage Tyrants, they got to be scared of and wary of. Hopefully we can go fast enough, and I would like to see Gishath a little bit more than I have already, so I could probably see myself upping the copies of that to 2 at least. This certainly looks good. We got Heroic Intervention. I think that's going to be a big player. Go with the land first, just in case they got a sensor up their sleeve. And I would rather Rampaging Ferocidon, a little bit better aggression than Wayward Swordtooth at the moment. Well, it's one less fateful absence. Don't need to keep that on top, that's for sure. Get a sweeper, you know you wanna. Ooh, speaking of. I mean, I could pop this to maybe get a land that comes into play untapped. Nah, we'll just play it safe. They won't use a sweeper on a lone Wayward Swordtooth, that's for sure. They might use the sweeper on Wayward and Topiary, now that I think about it. Hopefully that's the case. I think that's going to be the case. Maybe they swing with the shark just to get a little bit of damage, then sweep us with Supreme Verdict there. Do it. You know you wanna. Interesting. Huh. Well, I would like to go to Carnage Tyrant, but that absolutely is going to draw out the sweeper. At the very least, I can safely pop the clue here and still have enough for a heroic. Two heroics, actually, which is quite nice. Domri, I like that. Maybe they think there's a heroic intervention up our sleeve. Or they're just waiting for a little bit more value. They don't have to worry about what's down currently. Wayward and Topiary can't attack or block, so they're not too pressured. But I think they might use it now that we've dropped Rampaging Ferocidon. Yes, oh, it's going to be a thrilling time. Absolutely heaven. Very, very exciting. And like I mentioned, the fact we're only visiting Ixalan once so far that we know of, they're going to jam-pack the power and make it more powerful, certainly, than Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan, and then the dinos from M20 were. Hopefully, I mean, you never know, they might not be too much power, but there's got to be something. Maybe another Dino similar to Carnage Tyrant would be pretty sweet. Perhaps one that doesn't have trample, maybe just can't be countered in hexproof, which I'd also love. Maybe a miniature Carnage Tyrant. Carnage Toddler. I'll pay 1. Pretend I don't have any more dinos in hand. A little bit worried about a Settle the Wreckage, though, now that I think about it. We'll attack them all out, see what happens, and hope it's not Settle. The Wandering Emperor. Well, we gotta let her exile somebody. I think since Wayward Swordtooth and Topiary Stomper are turned on, they're gonna sweep. Yes, a new Planeswalker. A Gruul-colored Huatli. Definitely. I don't think both of those sharks would want to block Rampage. Oh, they do. Interesting. Okay. We just have to hope they don't have a counter spell for Heroic Intervention when we go it next turn. I think it's all but certain they take out Wayward and Topiary. Oh, maybe not. They're really holding off. Interesting. Nuts. If Carnage Tyrant doesn't draw out that Supreme Verdict, I don't know what will. But they have a lot of creatures, and pretty decent sized creatures at that, so I could see them not wanting to go Supreme Verdict. Maybe after they attack with everybody right here. That's a fair bit of damage. But they do have enough to block and kill Carnage Tyrant. Definitely. I would have liked to go Avabruck for sure, but I'm saving it. Double Heroic Intervention. That's going to be our ticket, I think. Of course, they could have, 2 counter spells in hand, and Heroic Intervention might not do anything. But I feel like they must suspect some sort of protection is up. Something is up. Star of Extinction, now that I think about it, would be pretty fantastic. They would probably counter it, but if we could get it to go off 20 damage to each creature, each planeswalker, and destroying a land. I think that's something I could definitely consider as a fantastic sweeper. Maybe Heroic Intervention plus Star of Extinction. Everything has indestructible, so it all lives through the fantastic, nasty spell. They're still not doing that verdict. Huh. Well, we'll try for Caretaker next turn at least. We would be left with at least 2 for an intervention. Good stuff, yes. We have seen Zacama at least once tonight. I bet we're going to see her again. I'll let him do it. I want to save my interventions for a sweeper. Double Carnage Tyrant. That's gonna get the verdict. What are they? Maybe they're scrying for a counterspell for protection for the verdict. That's all I can see. Emberclave would be nice too. I've been thinking of adding that. Lots of big stuff. Slapping double strike on it, of course, is always very satisfying. Certainly with Carnage Tyrant there. Oh, we can go Zacama. I certainly would, but that'd be an immediate and certain counter. They didn't do anything to the Caretaker. Interesting. I will start powering up these guys. I'll attack with one. Start pressuring Teferi. Both Teferis. Or both Carnage Tyrants pressuring Teferi. Counter it. Yeah, that's going to do it. Well, we won against Azorius Control once. Maybe they really wanted us to feel the pain, since that's traditionally not supposed to happen against the deck. We smacked them so hard once, they had to smack us, unfortunately. Okay, let's be an aggressive deck. Rakdos mid-range. Very interesting. I've faced a lot of Rakdos mid-range today, and then that's just sometimes how it goes. Prepare for one deck in the main board with sweepers that deal damage, and you just don't face those decks. I mean, we did face it that first match against Bant humans, which was quite surprising. Unfortunately, they were too aggressive for us. Aquarian Rhapsody. Feels like another control deck, I think. Oh, well, a little bit better, I guess. Send Anger to the bottom. Oh, okay, so I should have kept that Anger. That, at least, we got three lands. That's good. Topiary Stomper. turn 3. Possibly Wayward Swordtooth if we draw another land next turn. Kind of want to sweep them though. Yeah, that's going to accelerate them out having Catilda. I think we do have to sweep, unfortunately. If I did have a sweeper. I thought I still had anger. Nuts. At least Domri, we should be able to take out, we will not be able to take out Adeline. That's a wee bit of damage. Yeah, that's, well, we know what it's all about. Something that Anger of the Gods is going to be quite nice against, to say the least. Don't really need Avabruck Caretaker. 1 Domri. Nah. That'll do. Definitely a Skyclave Relic next turn. Hopefully kicking the second one here at some point just to hyper accelerate our chances. Oh, good, good. They're stumbling a little bit in the land department. I like it. It's just nice not having to worry about things getting countered from those Azorius control matchups. And Grixis control, I guess, a little bit, but for the most part, Grixis control doesn't have too many of the counter spells. Being 3 colors, they got lots of planeswalkers often enough, I think. Brutal Cathar, not too brutal. Definitely I want to slam Carnage Tyrant next turn, deter some aggression from them. Although, I do like a good anger. It would get us back Topiary Stomper. Yeah, let's do that, since it does get back Topiary Stomper. And one of those things could go above 4. Bringing a land still, which is quite fantastic. Yeah, I'm just going to go the Skyclave Relic, since we can't go Carnage Tyrant, unfortunately. And that got us to 7 lands. We can start using Topiary Stomper. Another Brutal Cathar. I mean, To be expected, definitely with Abzan humans, they will have the full play set of that card. Really tends to slow things down. Yes. Carnage and Topiary, gotta love it. Well, we have enough for Zacama and Gishath. So cross your fingers that they don't have removal for those guys. Collected Company, of course, standard. Another Anger of the Gods, though, would continue to set him back. Probably going to make a massive Lair of the Hydra next turn, at the very least. Ah, no, let's get that Wayward. Five, yeah. I don't know, that's hard to say. Yeah. Hard to say, for sure. Maybe Xenagos. Probably Xenagos. Perforos, I think it is, the red one. Actually, no, that might be in Arena now. I think it came with an anthology. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, some of the gods are in Arena. Really need that Anger of the Gods next turn. Oh boy. Nuts. Just keep getting lands. I like it. I think they may have goofed there a little bit, but we'll still keep swinging with a decent sized Lair of the Hydra. Some stuff has to block, so it's quite nice. We'll keep taking them down. Nuts. Savage Stomp would be pretty good, definitely with General Kudro there. Anger of the Gods, though, still. We would be able to take out the Lieutenant and the General. I mean, it's 10. I would go down to 1. I'll go down to 1. Ooh. Okay, well, we'll just make a big Lair of the Hydra, and I think that's got to do it. Yes, there we go. Perhaps they thought it was lethal and we had to block with a Ripjaw, but math is for blockers, and the math was certainly in our favor. But I want to up the interaction a little bit, bring in that second copy of Domri. Cut a Zacama. Hopefully we see Zacama this game. Nope, that's a keep. Instant and absolute. 100%. 2 good interactions. Ramping, getting us at least to our second source of red for Anger of the Gods here. I like the looks. Oh, never mind. We got it with the mountain. So we could possibly go Anger Turn 3. I think that's what we're going to be doing. Yes, indeed. Lock it in just so I don't forget. Make sure I have those 2 sources. Yeah, it's a little rough. But anger has to happen next turn. Hopefully that buys us enough time. Oh, so we got her. Alrighty. Topiary Stomper, get a land, fight with Savage Stomp. Alright. As long as we can hold off, maybe kicking Skyclave Relic, get us enough to play Zacama, or get another sweeper. Yeah, we need another sweeper. Well, it has to be something. Ripjaw is a pretty good something. Yeah, so we got 6. We could go Skyclave Relic and still go Ripjaw this turn. 7. Nah, I'm gonna go Ripjaw. Hope they don't get another brutal. Never mind. We're just dead. Hey, well, that's how it goes sometimes with fantastic, aggressive lists, such as Abzan humans. Not a whole lot you can do. Oof. Oof. Certainly oof. Bill Hattarn. Something black related, I think. Those nuts, that's not good. Oh, ooh, better. Much better. Let's send Carnage to the bottom. Guess it might be mono red, certainly with these sleeves. But again, they might be faking us out, perhaps, making us think that's the case. And well, those are some pretty fantastic sleeves. I could look at those for a long time. Whew. Hopefully we get a Dino related sleeve. Potentially, yeah. I could see a legendary Dino deck. Yeah. Maybe a Bard's or a Bard class. Bard class legendary dinos with Plaza of Heroes. There might be something there. Definitely I'll explore it at least a little bit. Probably do one night of legendary dino destruction. If I can make something passable at least. Jetmir colors at the moment. They'll likely have some counter spells. It might be hard to say. Well, at least we haven't seen a Thoughtseize, which is quite nice, but I imagine they have counter spells. I'll just go Wayward because that would probably draw out one of them. We don't have a whole lot use of... Well, we can't really use Wayward anyways, so we can at least kind of make use of him this way, eating up something. Like I expected. I don't know. I think 5-color dinos can work, especially because of Secluded Courtyard and Unclaimed Territory, tapping for a mana of any color for creatures of a certain type. It's possible. Definitely possible. Doesn't look like they have a counter spell. That resolved basically right away. There was nothing they could have potentially done. Dimir artifacts, yeah, I'm still kind of scratching my head a little bit. It's interesting to say the least. It's got to be Dimir artifacts. Improvise, I mean, Metallic Rebuke is just fantastic. Your artifacts can help you cast this spell. Each artifact you tap pays for 1. Yikes. Yeah, Dimir artifacts it is. Perhaps they're preparing for the release of Dominaria United, I would imagine. That's probably the case. I would bet that's why they're playing it. Yeah, haven't really seen Dimir artifacts before. Well, at least we get to go Ripjaw. But again, I don't see us needing Anger of the Gods. I think that's probably what needs to happen at the end of tonight for sure. Switch Anger for something still interactive, versatile of course. Inscription of Abundance could probably be pretty fantastic. Again, since this list is very rampy, we would be able to quite easily kick Inscription of Abundance. Putting counters on, gaining life equal to the greatest power among creatures we control, and fighting stuff, all at instant speed. I think there'd be a good alternative, or maybe just moving, again, Anger of the Gods into the sideboard there. Yeah, I haven't seen Phyrexian Scriptures in a long time. People were going nuts for it. That was the first introduction of sagas back in original Dominaria. 5 years ago? 6 years ago? It was a long time ago. And people thought sagas were pretty crazy. They're still quite good, but everybody, I think, lost their mind when they saw that. Try for another Ripjaw at least. Somebody's gonna die. Mainly just setting up for drawing hopefully a bunch of cards with Anger, pinging hopefully both Ripjaws next turn. 4 years ago. Maybe I can make a Phyrexian Scriptures dinosaur deck. Oh yes, that is what they're doing. I should have read the Antiquities War. The last part, artifacts you control become artifact creatures with base power and toughness 5/5 until end of turn. And that will do it. Okay. We know the shenanigans that are up. Well, we learned a lesson. Read what the sagas do. Don't have a way to take out that saga, but they don't need Anger, that's for sure. Probably don't need Heroic Intervention either. Rampaging it is. But Zacama actually would be quite fantastic if we can land her, destroying all the artifacts, enchantments, anything troublesome. Certainly nice having a versatile Swiss Army life like that. It has done the trick multiple times today. Not quite so much tonight, but I don't remember the last time I've seen this deck. This may be the first time seeing Dimir, Antiquities War, Artifact, Aggro, Control, Ramp, whatever you would classify this as. It's hard to classify, but did the trick. Nasty stuff. Pretty cool. I mean, we've seen a decent variety tonight. I guess the Azorius Control, yeah, no Rakdos midrange, which that's probably the most surprising thing. And luckily that was not a turn 1 Thoughtseize. Definitely like Wayward next turn, especially if we draw another land. We can go Sheltered Thicket, of course. Just keep the pain train going. Hopefully kicking the Skyclave Relic. Hopefully they don't have a counterspell for Wayward, but I think that might be the case. What are they thinking? Do they have something up their sleeve? They must. Huh. Okay, well, luckily, we got Stomping Ground and Sheltered Thicket, which is quite nice. Don't have to take the shock from Stomping Ground. We can go Sheltered Thicket. Oof, we're off to the races here, folks. Yeah, I think for the most part, I've seen artifact lists like this. Mono Blue or Azorius, absolutely. This is certainly the first Dimir artifact. Yeah, for the most part. At least in Historic, any deck like this, it has been Azorius colors. Hopefully we see why they went in black. That's definitely the head scratcher. We can't block. You don't worry, you can safely attack with your little dinky servo. I'm completely tapped out. 5. Possibly could get to 10 permanents next turn if we draw land, and then we're able to go Skyclave Relic, which would be 3 permanents as well right there. Land, you can do it. Oh, well, it is a land. It is a land. Let's look on the positive. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it straight up. I would have wanted to go Carnage Tyrant or Avabruck Caretaker next turn anyways. They are certainly taking their sweet time, though. Perhaps they're thinking there's something coming up this turn that they have to hold a counterspell for. If they're not tapped out, I'll definitely go Carnage Tyrant, but Avabruck Caretaker would be quite nice as well. Tezzeret, Master of the Bridge? No? No? Yeah, Deadly Dispute. Yeah, certainly that. I mean, it is fantastic. It's a very good card, but yeah, it's got to be more than just that. Huh. I think they have something that can counter whatever we would play, so play it safe, go Carnage Tyrant. Getting us to 10 permanents as long as Wayward Swordtooth sticks around. Huh? Can't do nothing to him. Ether Gust, maybe? No, if they had Ether Gust, they would have just gone with that already. Yes, there we go. See if maybe they have some removal for Wayward. We'll certainly swing with it. I really need the Jeopardy theme song against this people. This deck. Can have a nap. If we can land Avabruck Caretaker safely, I think that would certainly lock things up. I was all but certain they had a counterspell. Even if they have one blue, they still could have it, the improvise, tapping the servo tokens, servo schematic, of course, to help reduce the cost of the counterspell that you can tap artifacts for. So even if it's one blue up, we still got to be pretty wary. I'm surprised they didn't block with one of them. Yeah, I don't know. Do 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 do. Maybe they just don't like seeing Carnage Tyrant and their backs against the wall, they're sweating buckets, worried about their chances. And they should be. We do have 8, so potentially if we draw Gishaths, we can go that. That'd be a pretty sweet way to finish them off. Yeah, maybe they're just mad with the Carnage Tyrant. They got a bunch of counter spells in hand and they're just useless, sitting there. Well, if they have it, they're going to use it. Let's see if my hunch was correct. At the very least, this is going to burn a counter spell. Perhaps they're mad they just haven't gotten their land drops and they see us having so many lands. They're envious of our position. They're roping just so maybe we'll concede, which is not going to happen. There we go. Bam. They just felt like they had no chance at all. Yes, this Domri avatar, I gotta say, one of the best purchases I've made. Maybe the best one so far. Just fits us so nicely, that expression. Yes, yes. Very interesting though. This has happened twice tonight. The first match against Azorius there, they conceded since we smacked them, and then seeing Avabruck Caretaker take care, Jetmir artifacts. Alright. Yeah, like I say, I think I'm going to switch up. Bring Domri Anarchabolus, more of them in to start. Cut the anger. At least 3 Domri. Savage Stomp actually has been quite fantastic. I think I'm going to cut Rampaging though. It did help against Celestia Angels once today. It was very satisfying for that fact, but I still don't think it's common enough to maybe warrant a spot. Definitely want to keep the unlicensed first, though. But now, we got a lot more space we can do stuff with. Oh, I was going to add one in. All right. 3 spots. Potentially could add some more Avabruck Caretakers. Of course, another copy of Gishath might be nice, but... Oh, I cut a copy of Wayward Swordtooth there, accidentally. Blast Zone also potentially could be something to consider. Oh, let me see. And that also reminds me, I was going to look at some way that could show the current song that's playing for you guys, just if you're ever wondering, of course. I think it's a remix of a Kirby song, Green Hill Zone. Let me type that in quick. I think that's an area... Sonic the Hedgehog. Green Hill Zone is the first level of the platform game Sonic the Hedgehog, which released for the Sega Genesis in 1991. The level is grassy and lush, with environmental features such as palm trees, vertical loops, and cliffs, and is the home of numerous forest animals. Yes, I thought it was like Super Mario perhaps, just with the fact it said zone, but yeah, definitely. No, that's a good reminder. I gotta write that down. Actually, I'm gonna write that down before I forget. Figure out some way, because there's quite a wide variety of stuff, and it is nice being video game remixed music. Certainly fits with what I like to do here. Alrighty, there, the reminder, it's set. Back to the action. Okay. 2 more spots. Again, yeah, I think Blast Zone would be pretty good. Man, up to 27 lands, that's crazy. But it does really allow Wayward Swordtooth to potentially get even more value quite nicely. Oftentimes, you saw we didn't really have a whole lot of lands to accelerate out or make best use of Wayward, and Blast Zone, of course, is a fantastic utility. Plenty of ramp now with the extra lands plus the Domries, and still, the Anger of the Gods as a backup if need be. Heroic Intervention eventually, but I could see myself switching it for, again, maybe Tamio's Safekeeping. I'll keep it there. Keep it like that for now. Maybe some other ramping artifacts. The Celestis, of course, at least one of, could be a pretty good consideration, especially with the Avabruck Caretaker. That'd be pretty sweet. White dragon. Mono white or maybe dragons. I have... Oh, I like the looks of that. Nice and rampy. Always gotta love seeing Thunderherd Migration again. Something else for 2. Hopefully that ramps. I've been considering that. It was always nice having Marauding Raptor and Otepic Huntmaster, of course, but lots of removal, and with the potential addition or putting Anger of the Gods in, sometimes it has been a little bit painful and sad when we have to say goodbye to Huntmaster and Marauding due to Anger dealing 3 damage to everything. Looks like it might be Mono Red or Rakdos. Maybe it's Rakdos for the... Mono red. Yep. Goblins. Nuts. I really wish I kept Anger of the Gods in. White Dragon's a YouTuber. Oh, interesting. Well, because it's goblins, I'm just going to go Ripjaw. That's a pretty fantastic deterrent against this deck. But luckily we have Anger for game 2 to just bring the absolute pain and suffering to him. Would have been nice to ramp with Topiary, but just drop the Ripjaw, get things going. Carnage Tyrant eventually. Ooh, yes. Yeah, we can still go Carnage Tyrant next turn. I don't think they would ever block... Oh, really? Interesting. I thought they'd at least take a hit or two from Ripjaw. Good stuff. At least we don't have to worry about Muxus because this is Explorer. I do like that fact. I don't think they'll ever attack into a Ripjaw unless they have enough power to kill it, but they won't get powerful enough anytime soon. Definitely feel safe taking that ping. I'm just going to keep... Oh, bam. There we go. We got her. Savage Stomps. Anger of the Gods. Yes, please. All the interaction we can get. Oh. Okay. I don't think it was Rakdos Goblins. I'm pretty sure it was Mono Red. Yeah, Rakdos Goblins definitely... Well, I haven't played Historic very much, but I did face Rakdos Goblins quite a bit in Historic. Certainly Goblins pack much more of a punch in that format. But I think Rakdos Goblins are the right way to go. Getting Goblin Chain Whirler, come back to win. Yeah, it's very surprising tonight. A lot of back and forth, but Rakdos Goblins with Goblin Chain Whirler, if they can get it dead into the graveyard, and then they get it out of the graveyard with Call of the Death Dweller, they put a Death Touch counter on the Goblin Chain Whirler. It deals damage to each creature we control, and because Death Touch, any amount of damage kills a creature, that's a one-sided board wipe. It's a very painful and scary interaction from them. Very, very nasty. I've been on the receiving end of that combo one too many times. A few times, but if you see Rakdos Goblins, definitely watch out for the Chain Whirler, Call of the Death Dweller combo. Hopefully you can exile the Chain Whirler from the graveyard. Probably not too many different ones. I think if it is Rakdos, that's probably why they go that combination. Certainly feel safe keeping this, especially with the increased number of lands. I think there's a good chance we at least get to 3. Hopefully. Ooh, nuts. Even with 27 lands? Okay, at least we got it. We got something. Topiary it is. At least it's nothing blue. Maybe it could be blue. Abzan humans. Might be. Abzan mid-range, alright. 27 lands, yes. I believe it's 27 lands. I could kill Topiary Stomper. Nah, I'll just go with the other one. Continue the rampage. Possibly a kick Skyclave Relic next turn, Domri. Actually, I'm going to kick the Skyclave Relic because that's going to allow for Zacama the turn after that. I definitely don't feel too bad with the position they're in. They haven't done a whole lot at the moment. And they can't counter this, so yes, let's kick it. Let's get the queen. Yes, I did not expect I would run something like that. But this is a list you want to run a lot of lands. I think I'm one copy. Yeah, one copy certainly does make sense with a list that is potential to ramp quite a bit. But we're seeing Zacama next turn. Oh boy, oh boy. They're going to shed some tears. Well, they could kill Zacama. Hopefully that's not the case. Okay. I'm worried about some removal. I'm just going to attack with both Topiaries and see if that draws out something that they might have. Okay. Well, well, well. Domri it is. Good old Carnage Tyrant. Then fight the Siege Rhino with Carnage Tyrant. I was just a little bit too wary with that 2 mana they had up, and I still feel very good about our position. More lands, not a problem. I hope. Not a problem. Maybe they'll get 2 creatures that could combine to... Oh, okay. All right, wow, we got some pretty fantastic options here. I think if they do have removal, we'll try for Gishath. I mean, we could go Zacama plus Gishath. Let's try for that. Yeah. Oh boy, here goes nothing. Yes, phew, smoked him. Done. Dead. That would have been pretty sweet to go Zacama, Gishath, and barf out a bunch of dinos. I was hoping for something like this, eventually. I guess we could bring in Anger of the Gods, but again, Siege Rhino is out of range. They do make potentially a bunch of tokens with Sorin the Mirthless here. Yeah, damn. 24 life concede. All they had to do was see that. That was pretty sweet. I mean, we had lots of goodies in hand. I think at least I'll bring in... Actually, I'm going to bring in protection for the guys. Yeah, cut the Savage Stomp. I mean, Avabruck Caretaker, of course, could potentially be protection with the Hollow Henge Huntmaster. I'll cut that. Again, because it's not a dino, so Gishath, we would have to pass it up if that was one of the top ones that's revealed. Blast Zone. If it was something like Rakdos, maybe a really low to the ground Rakdos sacrifice with the cat oven. Of course, Blast Zone, very nice to take out all their ovens and their cats and anything else that has a mana value of 1. I'll keep it. Nuts. Either Heroic Intervention or Domri, I would imagine. This is one of the first Thoughtseizes of the night. It might actually be the first turn 1 Thoughtseize of the night, that's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet to see Thunderherd Migration there as well. Hopefully it's not back-to-back thought. Ooh, lucky. Let's reveal Zacama that was already revealed. It does not get better than that. Keep it up with the lands. Let's go. Hopefully another land next turn. We can fully kick the Skyclave Relic, slam Zacama, and that's pretty sweet. Oh boy. I'd be scared. Oh, yes, there we go. Kick it. They have to have something that can get rid of Zacama, or else bad things are about to happen. Oh boy, they know it's coming. Something nasty. Oh, no Thoughtseize. Do as much damage as possible, yes. I love Skyclave Relic. That's where it's at. I think that's my favorite edition of any card with this variation. Absolutely. I don't know, they might. Unless they kill it before we untap stuff. I thought that might happen. That's alright, that's alright. We still got Wayward, at least, which is quite nice, and we can block with it and save it. But if they didn't have removal for Zacama, they would have conceded. At the very least, this does deter a Graveyard Trespasser. But again, like I mentioned, Skyclave Relic kicked just does everything we want to help Wayward Swordtooth get to those 10 permanents. I like a good Carnage Tyrant. And a Domri. Maximum damage, let's go. Yes, extra mana, so I'll bring that up for you guys. Actually, the chat kind of covers it. But yeah, Skyclave Relic, 3 for an artifact. It has a kicker of 3, and it's indestructible, so pretty durable, fantastic mana ramping. But when we kick it, or when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, we create 2 tap tokens that are copies of it. So for a total of 6, we get, yeah, we get 2 other copies, and it does the trick. Well, we're certainly block it. They could have maybe Meathook Massacre. Path of Peril, nuts. That's unfortunate. Well, they have a sweeper, so certainly Heroic Intervention. Yes, yes, I think it's better than Treasures, absolutely. Oh, that's, well... we can't take it out, unfortunately. Artifact, enchantment, or non-basic land. Nuts. Really need another Carnage Tyrant. Or a Zacama. I could see us maybe losing Domri because that Tree Folk will take it out. Actually, you know what? I just want to block it. Get card draw. I imagine they might have had removal for Ripjaw anyways. Either get closer to a Carnage Tyrant or Gishath, something. Somebody. Yikes. That's not good. Well, sometimes when you have lots of ramp, that might be all you draw, unfortunately. Okay, so we got a better idea of what they're all about. I still don't think I'm going to bring in Anger of the Gods. Definitely keeping that Heroic Intervention, though. Certainly after seeing Path of Peril destroying all creatures, I think Heroic Intervention absolutely has to stay in. Oh yeah, that's a keeper. One mulligan from him, good stuff. And with the, well, few and far between things to do on turn 2, having a bunch of lands like Jetmir's Garden, Sheltered Thicket that come into play tapped, pretty fantastic. Lots of Topiary Stompers, my goodness. I'm liking the looks of this. Definitely going a second Topiary. Oh boy. Yeah, definitely another Topiary. Attacking with those two next turn. Oh boy, this is good. This is good. A Dinosaur pawns the deck. I think it definitely could. I've kind of actually fiddled with one at some point. Yeah, absolutely. I do think there's something there. It would probably have to be historic just to have enough land destruction stuff, but I've always thought about it. Certainly Star of Extinction. It does destroy land and basically everything else. That's pretty cool to fit in a Pawns the deck. It's very expensive, but yeah, oh no, I think it's a possibility. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm taking the ping. Let's go. Topiary Stomper again, yeah. Just keep getting the lands. Now I was thinking of Wayward Swordtooth or Ripjaw, but if they have some sort of sweeper, removal, that sort of thing, I want to keep enough back. Actually, I probably could safely go... No. We'll save Heroic Intervention just in case. Yes, a plant dino. Yeah, that is Topiary Stomper. Four, five, yeah. Fully kicked Skyclave Relic. Gotta love it. I think I'm just going to attack with all of them. Now we can safely go Heroic Intervention. I would imagine the Graveyard Gluttons are going to want to block the Topiary Stompers. Nuts. Okay. Hope they don't have a sweeper. Hopefully I get as a Zacama or Gishath. I certainly have enough mana for him. Oh yeah. Double Wayward. Double win. Actually, Wayward, and Ripjaw, just because we've ramped so much. My goodness. Oh yes, absolutely. I love it. I'm just gonna keep up the pressure. And hope they don't have a sweeper coming up. Definitely, I like taking out the graveyard trespassers. Of course, eventually we will have to worry about that unlicensed hearse there. Well, they definitely don't have a sweeper, I think, with the fact they're playing a bunch of creatures. Unless things get too out of control. Oh, yes, yes, I can imagine that. Yeah, I see the Dire Strain Rampage for sure, yeah. Cleansing Wildfire, absolutely, that's very fantastic. Maximum aggression, just keep going. Hopefully Ripjaw gets damaged. I would like to draw one of the big heavy hitters. Let's go, Zacama. You can do it. That's not Zacama. Well, we got enough mana. Man, I could play anything. I could play Ulamog. I don't know, maybe Ulamog should be a consideration. At least a couple copies. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I should think about Ulamog. Nobody would expect that. Well, let's just keep up the pain and aggression. Go time. I think the tree folk probably wants to trade with Carnage Tyrant, which would be quite nice. Maybe two things block Carnage. Yeah, I figured it would be the tree folk. Taking out a lot of stuff here. I figured the tracker was going to 5. Oh, interesting. That was pretty sneaky. Crew it, block, and then tap it to make it more powerful. Thunderherd, let's keep getting the basics out of there. Increase the chances of seeing that heavy hitter. Yes, that one. And when you cast it, you exile 2 permanents, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's exile 2 permanents. It might have to enter the battlefield, but I'm pretty sure it's casting. Nuts. Zacama. Zacama. Zacama would be ideal. Gishath, either one. Well, that's not them. It's a big unlicensed hearse, my goodness. I think an Ulamog would be pretty good. Pretty good. Man, 13 mana at the moment. That's insane. Gotta get something next turn. It has to be Gishath or... No, it has to be Zacama, actually, now that I think about it. Oh. Well, it's something. We're still dead, though. I'm pretty certain we're still dead. Topiary to at least take out the Siege Rhino. Actually, on Licensed Hearse, that would kill us. Yeah. No. Unfortunately, we lost that one. Oh, yes, I have tried Shapeshifters, Realm Walker, the main one. I'm still thinking of... Well, I will revisit Realm Walker for sure. But the one thing I have to consider for this list is it's got to be something that searches for creatures. Definitely to help with scenarios like that. But yeah, Realm Walker would probably be the one shapeshifter that I revisit the most. Maybe Glasspool Mimic if I ever went into Tamer Dinos, the one where it can enter... enters as a copy of target creature you control, or the other's flip side is just a land that taps for blue, enters the battlefield tapped. I always like the versatility of that thing. And the fact that Glasspool Mimic being a creature, Marauding Raptor reducing it to 2 that's pretty sweet. Mirror Image, yeah, that could be. Yeah, draw power should help. At the very least, it's highlighting maybe a little bit of a glaring weakness. It's still very fun though, tense, hoping for those big heavy hitters. But seeing how much ramp potentially can happen, you can imagine adding more costly stuff. It would be pretty easy to meet. The Ozolith, What do we got going on here? That's something I wouldn't have expected. Certainly going to reveal the Wayward. We got plenty of lands at the moment. Wayward's going to be quite nice. Yeah, this person's a little bit of a head scratcher. I guess if I did that a little bit differently, I would have been able to also go Thunderherd Migration this turn as well. That would have been better. Oh yes, man, it is so good. Hopefully some of you guys get the chance to try it out, or hopefully have some copies of it. It's done the trick. I'm thinking Skyclave, Montgomery, and then fight one of those Harbingers. A classic counters list. So if we kill something with counters, the Ozolith, all those 1/1s, they're going to go on to it, and then at the start of combat, go on to some creature. The 1/1 counters, trample counters, anything like that, that might happen to be on it. Nuts. I think I probably have to kill the Great Henge if we have any hope They're too far ahead. 5, 6. Yeah, nuts. Mord of the Frost. I have thought of Mord of the Frost, absolutely. Technically, because it's a Dino, we would be able to make use of Secluded Courtyard and still be able to easily cast it. I could potentially think of Frostbite, but I think Frostbite just is probably best in mono red. Hard to say, but I've always felt Frostbite in a mono red snow was the best thing. I think we gotta get Savage Stomp and Anger of the Gods. Yeah, +1/+1, okay. 2 plus, yeah. I think it's 2 counters with Mord of the Frost, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's enough for Ripjaws. I'll keep it. It could be a lot worse than that. And Boseiju, of course, taking out the Great Henge might be nice. Wayward, very good. At least we're seeing Zacama. Let's hope we get to her. Oh, we got the Anger. Good stuff. Well, I was thinking Boseiju to take things out, but we got a ramp. That's not too good. Anger of the Gods, another source of red next turn. Ooh, ideal. Like I was saying. Hopefully that saves us. Okay. It's a fight rigging, 1/1 counters. Haven't seen this particular fight rigging variation ever. It's painful. At least we can double block and potentially take out that lieutenant. Yikes. Well, hopefully this is not nasty. I think that's going to do it, unfortunately. Yep, we're not busting through that. If I could kill the creatures. And going back to something powerful that can kill creatures, Starve Extinction. The ultimate reset. I think some costly piece of removal like that, and Ulamog as well. Something to look into. Yeah, oof. Oof is right. But it's still a good time. It's always a good time with you guys. 2, 4, 5. Let's do another. Let's do another. At least one more here. Yes, get them next time. I'm actually thinking now, something that, well, because I don't have Marauding Raptor, Fierce Empath should be a consideration. For anybody that doesn't know, 2 and a green for a 1/1 elf scout, I believe it is. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a creature with mana value 6 or more. Of course, we've got Carnage Tyrant, Avabruck Caretaker, Gishath, Zacama. So the Fierce Empath, just pulling whatever nasty thing is we need, and being, you know, a fantastic blocker, potentially. Dad by day, gamer by night, absolutely. I was missing this shirt. I haven't worn it in quite some time. Happy to bring it back. If I could somehow show you guys, because it is glow in the dark, perhaps I'll shut off this light here and maybe it'll glow then, hopefully. But yeah, Fierce Empath. I think you guys should try that out. I'm going to be trying that out for sure. That would do the trick. Although, come to think of it, Forerunner of the Empire, I think a lot of you guys know that card. When it enters the battlefield, search for a dino, put it on top of your library, so we don't get it into our hand, unfortunately. But I think Fierce Empath, or Forerunner of the Empire and Fierce Empath would be pretty good things. I don't know about this is it list, though. Definitely Blast Zone. Blast Zone is going to be painful. One of many slogans, yes. Dad by day, gamer by whenever I possibly can. 100% it's Blast Zone next turn. Take out the Shredder, the Arcanist. Hopefully they play maybe some more creatures. But like I was thinking, Blast Zone is going to help. Can't counter land, get it down. Get that charge counter on it. Alright. Do as much damage as you can with those creatures, because they're getting done. Done for. Smoked. Always room for improvement, even being a dad. We still can go Wayward. Plus play another land for the turn, I hope. Not. That's okay. Well, we'll still play this one. And play another land. But we're getting pretty low at 9. That's gonna suck. 3, 6, 7. Oh, we can go Gishath next turn. I think we probably have to pop Blast Zone though. This is actually we might go Gishath. No, we gotta pop Blast Zone. 100%. Oh, hopefully they don't have a play with fire. Nuts. I think it's just maybe general, is it? Probably something like general, is it? It would be nice to gain some life, but we might be done for. They have lots of things that can deal targeted damage, unfortunately. Not so bad, maybe? Ooh, we got it. We got it. Gishath. Gishath, go time. Get scared. 8, oh boy. Yeah, I'm not running Tamios. Ding, 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 ding. Ooh. I just crossed my fingers. They don't have something that deals 2 damage. Otherwise, we're done for. They're looking for that play with fire, the stomp, something like that. Yeah, nuts. I did misplay that a little bit. I should have taken out Dreadhorde Arcanist. Yes. Oh, there we go. Oh man, that is scary stuff when you're at 2. I was expecting play with fire. That would have been unfortunate. Got him. You guys, you said it. Man, that was sweet. I'm just happy we saw it at least once tonight. I was hoping for at least once, and that was a full hit. Getting 2 Topiaries, Carnage Tyrant, Wayward. I think I'll definitely up Gishath to 2 copies, but with something like Fierce Empath, Forerunner of the Empire, being able to search for a copy, all I need likely is 1 copy, so I could probably cut Zacama even down to 2, Gishath to 2, and just to make room for those cards that search for something nasty. But knowing what it is, graveyard stuff, unlicensed hearse. I hearse it good. Hearsed it was good, or is good against this deck. Something there. Definitely keeping in the blast zones. That saved me there, 100%. I'll cut 3 Zacamas. I guess Anger of the Gods could be nice. Of course, we've got to keep in mind that Ledger Shredder pretty easily gets above 3 toughness. So the main thing we would take out is the Arcanist. I don't think that's enough for Anger of the Gods. Savage Stomp, though. I like the looks of that. Alrighty. Oh. Yep. I like that. I like that indeed. Possibly unlicensed hearse on turn 2, but we got Sheltered and Jetmir, so it might have to be both of those. Sheltered Thicket turn 2. Maybe I should have brought in Anger, seeing that young Pyromancer there. This could get out of control real quick. Although, Blast Zone next turn, get 2 charge counters on it. Yeah, I think I want to do that. Nah, we got plenty of lands. I'll go with Lair of the Hydra. It will always come into play tapped, unfortunately, because it's not one of the first 2 lands. And then Blast Zone next turn. Maybe a fully kicked Skyclave Relic. Nah. Get that second charge counter on. Hope they don't counter unlicensed hearse. Alright. We're off to the races. They're going to do as much damage as humanly possible coming up here. Still got to worry about those tokens, though, unfortunately. That might just kill us. I think I might bring an Anger of the Gods, seeing the... Yeah, I got to bring an Anger of the Gods. Keep their little guys in check. Hell, yeah. Anger of the Gods is coming in. Absolutely. Skyclave Relic. free. Can we save ourselves in any way? Possibly. As long as Delver of Secrets doesn't flip, we might be good. No, we're not. Nuts. Either way, it was going to be rough, but yes, anger, 100%. We probably don't need Hearse. And we got to make room for something. And Unlicensed Hearse does get destroyed by Blast Zone, of course, like it did there, unfortunately. That's not going to do it. Ooh, okay, we're in business. I do like Ripjaw. Something to block. Yeah, Ripjaw. Especially because we got 4 lands. If I only had 3 lands, I would have sent Wayward to the bottom instead of Topiary Stomper, but we have good potential to really get some benefit from Wayward. Oh, phew, that would have been nasty if it flipped on the second turn. Anger's got to be hopefully next turn. Yikes. Don't go to 4. Phew. Well, that's not anger. At least Ripjaw Raptor does deter the aggression from Pyromancer and, gotta cycle the Jetmir's Garden. We're not quite dead. We're one closer to that anger. We got a slim chance. 6. We do not. 5 and that is, yeah. Well, sometimes, you know, you don't draw the sweepers. We did take them down once, so technically you guys were right. I still had a lovely time tonight. Oh, pretty much right on the button. Actually, we could take a look at Fierce Empath, yeah. No, I'll leave it there for tonight. See what I come back with tomorrow. It might be a list similar to this. Possibly. I think I want to keep exploring this. It's very, very satisfying. I do love the potential. Absolutely. So hopefully Heaven, Draco, everybody else watching right now, later on, you had a good time. I certainly did. Yes, good luck to you as well. Naya Dinos 2. Baya Dinos, because that's what the opponent will be saying. Alright, hopefully you guys have a good night, good evening, afternoon, and remember, there's always room for improvement. Peace.